But my point is,
two things can be right.
I don't know where to be at as a fan, as I'm backing the manager because the board's telling me that they're going to go out and get him players because I believe if he has the right players, he can perform. But if they're not going to go out and get him the right players, then Ange isn't the manager for us because Ange isn't going to get the best out of the squad. I accept that. I know that. I'm not stupid. Ange isn't a manager that's going to get the best out of bad players or coach these players to all of a sudden be better. He's not going to do that. He's not in the business of doing that. So Spurs as a club need to figure out where the fuck they want to go, what they want to do, and decide it ASAP. Because, yeah, relegation could be on the fucking cards, bro. We're closer to the relegation zone than we are to top 10. It's crazy. It's nuts. And you do hear me because you know exactly how I feel. You know exactly how it feels like right now. We're both like, what is it, 7, 8, 9, 10 points.
And by the way, I'm not doing the whole shamelessness. We're higher than you. You can't see that anymore.
No. This is too bad right now. We're 40.
You know what I'm saying? No, exactly.
That's too bad. When I'm 9th and you're 13th, I can do the we're higher than you. Bro, we're 15.
No, you can't, bro, because you're so shit.
No, George, you know it's shameless. You can't
be shameless, bro. We're both bad. And hear this out, yeah. Two things can be right. An owner can be bad, but also a manager cannot be the right guy. Can we all admit that, guys?
I've gave it where I'm at. 2 points.
You know what,
both sides of the coin.
You know what, George? At least you're not ignorant to the fact that the majority of your fan base want him gone. So just to clarify, you'll still give him a bit more time because you think it's more upstairs. They're saying they're going to get him certain players.
It's more upstairs and it's more the players, the senior players. Because if we look at the performance even yesterday, where's Sonny? Where's Maddison? Where's our biggest players? Where are they showing up? You know, Ben Davies been here for 10 years. Why the fuck is Ben Davies still at our club for 10 years? 10 fucking years. He's never been a first-team player, ever been a first-team player at Spurs. But he's managed to be around for 10 years. It makes no sense.
I have to call you out, bro? Do I have to call you out, my brother? I didn't actually watch any of the games yesterday because I was busy. I've only watched the highlights. But I did see your tweet, and you were like, "I can get behind this," and that was the start of the level.
No, this I don't get. What did I say? No, what did I say? What did I say in the tweet? No, if you're gonna quote the tweet,
I only saw the bit where you said, "I can get behind."
Oh, right. I said I can get behind this because I thought we were doing 4-3-3 with Archie Gray in the 6. I thought we're gonna see Archie Gray hold the midfield and play the position that he was brought in to play. He was in a back 3. Spurs played a 3-4-3. It's a completely different system to what I thought prior to the game when I saw the lineup. Because when I saw on the Spurs graphic, you know, as they do, they put the 4 defenders and they put Gray, Bergvall, Sarr next to each other. So I thought, oh, shit, a balanced midfield. A midfield 3 where 3 of the players can actually play all fucking 3 roles. A 6, an 8, and a 10 actually playing together. This could work. But lo and behold, he puts fucking Archie Gray at centre back again. What am I supposed to do? Just be like, yeah, I'm going to predict that to happen. Of course, George, I don't think it's going to fucking happen.
Next question, yeah. What will it take from now to the end of the season for you to just want your gaffer gone? Because let's be honest, Levy ain't going nowhere anytime soon.
He's going to be gone within the next 2 weeks. Yeah. I'm not being funny. The way I see it for him anyway, because for me, the season's done once we're out of the competition. Our season's completely over. We could be out of the competitions within the next 2 weeks. So within this next 2 weeks, it's going to be very key to find out, I think it might be 3 weeks, because it goes up to that game where we play Aston Villa straight after we play you in the semi-cup, in the semi-final of the cup. So up until that week, I'd say that week and the next 2 weeks are defining for me as to where Ange will go with this team or where Spurs are at, because I don't really... At that point, our season's completely over. Our season's completely done. At this point, where we're at now, we've still got a lot to play for. Let's be honest. Still got FA Cup, still got League Cup, still got Europa League. There's still stuff to play for. And bringing in a new manager could potentially turn our fortunes. It could. I personally haven't identified a manager that I think will come in and make us better. If someone else has identified another manager, show me. But I haven't seen any that I think Spurs are going to bring in and they're going to take it to another level. I don't. So,
but how do you go from Jules, what is it that you're holding on to about Ange though? What is it that you're holding on to about my man? Because like the loyalty you've got for this guy, yeah, you would have thought that he won you a lot.
Bro, it's just I'm consistent. I'm not a flip flop. I'm not like certain man.
It's not about flip flopping though, Jules.
Certain man have an opinion, and then 1 week later they have a different opinion because they say
no, bro. You literally did this the other week.
I've said no, but Don, let me speak, bro. Let me finish. When I've actually come out, I've maintained consistency all season with what I've said. I've said give Ange his players, he's going to perform. When Ange has the players, he's going to perform. I said the transfer window wasn't good enough. We didn't give Ange enough backup in that transfer window to even put us into a position this season to do good. So when we've been talking about Tottenham this whole season, I said, yeah, still we're missing a few players. And that's the problem. We're missing a few players. Plus, the players that we've originally missed. Now, the injuries aren't at fault for all the games that we've lost. We should not have 12 losses with or without injuries. That's 100%. I can accept that. I can 100% accept that. But Ange, I have to accept also that Ange isn't fully at fault. I don't think he is. If people think he is, then cool. That's their opinion. I ain't against it. I understand that tactically he's not all the way there. I've never said he's the best tactical manager. I think that he knows how to, when he's got the right squad, get the best out of those players, the players he brought in the squad. But he's not doing that.
Let's break it down here. If you have a depleted defense, right, you don't have necessarily your players. Do you go and play the way you same play where you have your fully fit players, or do you adjust?
Let me ask you this though, say just like with your manager right now. You can choose to adjust, or you stay like any arrogant or egotistic guy. They're going to hold tight on their principles. They're going to double down. They're going to say, this is my way or the highway.
Well, my manager don't have his players, though. You don't have his players.
I ain't against managers doing that. I think managers need to do that because, as you see with Ten Hag, you have my way, and then you go against your way. The managers believe the players, see that you go against your way. You don't believe in that, and then you're just figuring it out as you go along. And then Ten Hag lost the complete room because he had no way of playing. Because you constantly just, let me get the best out of the players. Let me play my way. Let me get the best out of the players. You can't do that. For me, you have to go all the way in, play your way. If the players aren't here for it, then get rid of the fucking players. But obviously, that's if they're... Go on.
Do you know what it looks like from the outside looking in, bro? That I understand you're in the minority that still want him to stay. But from the outside looking in, it looks like you're just trying to be wrong and strong. Like you deep down know this guy.
How can you say I'm trying to be wrong and strong if I've acknowledged all the other bad things about him? I would only be wrong and strong if I'm not acknowledging the bad things and I'm sitting there just praising him. I've not just praised Ange. I've called Ange out numerous of times on the things he's done wrong. So I don't see how I'm being wrong and strong if
Let me tell you why I think you're being wrong and strong. Actually, I need to know your answer before I carry on. But do you think this gets better anytime soon under Ange?
Well, of course, the players are going to come back. I think when the players come back, it has to get better.
Fair enough.
That's the way I sit here and say it. The thing is, for me, is I've said as well, going into this Everton game, people were saying, 3-0 Spurs, 4-0. I said, are you mad? Spurs aren't winning 3-0. This might be a tight 2-1, if that. But Spurs aren't going to go smack up a team right now. We need our players back because I even spoke about it last week. Like, we're very opposite to Man United. Man United's problem, they can't put the ball in the back of the net. They don't even know how to score a goal. They don't know how to create. But they get through teams, luckily, sometimes, because individual performances is going to carry them through. Defensively, they're okay. Spurs, defensively, an absolute mess. But we know how to get through teams and we know how to create goals. But the problem is we can't hold a goal. We can't stop teams from fucking scoring. So we're not going to beat a lot of teams. And I think that's a bigger issue. No, you can't say it's the tactics when Gray and fucking Dragusin are playing at the back together. You sit here and complain when you don't have fucking Fofana. You got Fofana's out this last season. So you've got fucking 6 first team centre backs. We've got 2, and you're telling me
I love that you said that.
Let
me tell you why. Let me tell you why though, because bro, the facts are Ange likes to invert the fullbacks, right? When I was at your fucking home, when I was at your yard and I was watching us in person, I was honestly just looking at your defense.
Tell me about
hold on, Jules.
Don.
See?
Tell me about the recent games you've watched because things have changed.
Bro, no. I'm going back to Everton. I'm going to speak about the Everton game. You didn't even let me finish.
Can we mind the language?
Let me finish. Yeah, bro, Jules. Yesterday, bro. Yeah, Dragusin was isolated up against Ndai because Ange likes his fullbacks to invert. Right, there was no one covering him. Right, you can argue Romero's a better defender. You can argue Romero's a better. Bro, Poro was nowhere to be seen near Dragusin.
3 at the back. It was Archie Gray, Dragusin, and Davies is a flat back 3. What you want about?
But the facts are right. Your centre backs get isolated a lot. When I watch a lot of your games, they get isolated a lot because of no cover.
You can't tell me if you're playing a flat back 3 that the isolation was the problem. The problem was the player shit. He doesn't know how to defend, man. What are we doing here? This is just rubbish.
Let me finish what I'm saying, bro. I've seen multiple examples, right, where your defense has been isolated, especially your centre backs. Look at the game against Arsenal last season when Saka had all the time, all the space in the world. You're giving Saka all the space in the world against Ben Davies. I remember that game, yeah? That's because of how Ange likes to set up, right? For me, how I'm looking at your team right now, Jules, you've got a brave manager, you've got an attacking manager that doesn't really know how to coach a defense, bro. Yeah? Right now, this is the time where you need to basically, you need to stay up pretty much. I know you're not going to get relegated because there's 3 worse teams than you, but you need to be a little bit more pragmatic. And for me, he's been a little bit too open at the minute.
Wait.
Especially with the players that he's got.
This is my problem. You're saying be pragmatic, but what did he do yesterday? He tried to be pragmatic. It didn't fucking work because he never practiced the tactic before that game. The problem is when you're pragmatic with shit players, it doesn't we're gonna cover for the defensive efficiencies. As we saw under Conte, when you have shit centre backs and you play a back three, they look even fucking worse. I saw Davinson Sanchez and Dyer get dropped and dipped by fucking Isaac 3 or 4 times by everyone in the league.
I hear you.
By everyone. So when you play Don, when you play a flat back three and you have shit defenders, you do know you're just making them look worse. That is what you're gonna.
I hear your point, and I'm not disagreeing with what you're saying, bro. Like I agree that it's a quality issue as well as a tactical issue. But all I'm saying right now is, for me, I think what will help your team right now is to be a little bit more pragmatic, right? That doesn't mean that doesn't mean you should play a back three. Like I'm not saying that because Dragusin can't. We know this guy can't cover his wide areas like that, bro. He's not a great defender, is he? That's where he needs a little bit more help from Porro. That's why I'm saying this isn't the time to be inverting these fullbacks. Everyone should be helping to defend.
The thing is, though, even with that, when you say the inverting the fullbacks, I sit here and if you watch the game, you see Jed Spence plays a completely different role.
He's good. I like Jed Spence.
The way Jed Spence plays the inverted fullback role, or just a fullback role for Spurs, is completely different to Porro. And that's not through the way of instruction or something. That's just because Porro's a fucking bozo who thinks he's Bruno Fernandes half the time. He thinks that he can bomb forward into the cam. You even see in that game against not Everton, the one before that, he's sitting there. Who's the guy that's creating stuff in the 90th minute, taking shots from 30 yards out? It's Pedro Porro because he thinks he's a fucking 10. And in what team does your right back step up in the 90th minute to shoot from 30 yards out every other game? Trying to put cross. He's not supposed to be the go-to guy, but Ange is giving him the I don't know, he's giving him the role, or maybe he's gassed him up a bit too much to make him think that he's the creative spark for Spurs when he's not. He should be playing his role, doing the fullback role, inverting at times, and then, using his mind that sometimes you can't bomb forward the way he does. Because like you highlighted there, you are right. Our centre-backs get exposed because Pedro Porro runs at 100 miles per hour up the pitch and then realizes, oh shit, we didn't progress the attack and now he's got to get back and cover the space. I acknowledge that definitely some of those tactical tweaks from Ange need to be seen more often.
Can you admit you want him gone now, George? Can you admit that you actually got it wrong and you want him to go?
I've already gone through this.
You already said no.
You don't want it, bro.
You're late to the party. He said no. He said no. He doesn't want
what's mad about this, guys, is that even with these injuries, without these injuries, they were still shocking in 2024.
We were still shocking. But even when you say without injuries, what injuries did we have throughout?
We're talking about the two main ones in Romero and Van der Ven.
But we had injuries at the start of the year as well. That's what you're forgetting. You're saying with 2024, like we didn't have no injuries back end of last season.
Yeah, but the thing is, though, but hold on a minute. You've still shown these same kind of frailties with Pereira and Van der Ven. We've seen losses to Newcastle. Remember, you got Tom. You still have them guys. You still had certain men in the team when you've been beaten badly. So it's not a case of injuries. I genuinely think, like Don is saying, it's a systematic problem. It is tactical. It's